Hi friends, today I will be sharing the best of 2023 makeup in every category. You have to excuse me for my raspy voice throughout this video. I'm a bit under the weather, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible. In this video, I will only talk about my high-end makeup favorites, but I will do a separate video to share my drugstore favorites. As always, I will also share swatches and talk about these products in detail. So grab a drink or a snack and let's get started. Starting off with primers, I have Merit Great Skin Glow Serum. This is the primer that has made the biggest difference in my makeup application. For reference, I have dry and dehydrated skin, and sometimes, especially during the winter season, my makeup tends to look patchy and flaky. This product has single handedly solved that issue for me. I can literally wear any foundation in any season with this primer underneath. It's a bi-phase serum and it almost feels like a dry oil on the skin, but it's super lightweight, very thin and runny. It doesn't feel sticky or tacky on the skin. So even if you have combo to oily skin, you will be able to enjoy this product with or without a moisturizer underneath. I use about 1 to 2 pumps depending on how dry and dehydrated my skin feels that day, and it leaves my skin looking glowy, plumped, and well hydrated. You know the kind of glow that you get when you're eating healthy and exercising and drinking your water. That's what this product makes me look like. If you feel like your makeup tends to get patchy or cakey or cling to dry patches, this is a good product to use underneath your foundation or skin tint. Also, I would like to point out that Merit Great Skin Serum contains niacinamide and hyaluronic acid to help with brightening and hydrating the skin. So, if you like your makeup products to have those skincare benefits, you will enjoy this product. Another primer that I've enjoyed is the MAC Hyper Real Serumizer. It's again one of those makeup products that come with skin loving ingredients like ceramides, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, but that's not why I like this product. I like this serumizer because it truly feels like a hybrid of a serum and a moisturizer. So it not only hydrates my skin, but it also increases the longevity of my makeup. The texture of this is more like a gel, and as it gets absorbed by the skin, you will feel that emollients of a moisturizer. It's not greasy or heavy where your skin feels suffocated, but rather it's lightweight and gives that silky, smooth, almost blurred effect. As you can probably tell, it also has some pearlescent particles to give that glow with or without makeup, but it's not over the top kind of glow, just very subtle, natural radiance. It also has a soft floral fragrance that doesn't stay for long, but I enjoy it. It's such a beautiful product, goes well with all the makeup products applied on the top. This is actually the first skincare product that I've tried from MAC Cosmetics and it didn't disappoint. I will quickly mention one of my most used illuminating products this year. It is this Saie Glowy Super Gel in the shade Starglow. I reach out for this to add a soft, dewy finish to my makeup. In fact, when I don't feel like putting on makeup, I just mix it with moisturizer to brighten up my complexion. You don't need a lot of product, just one pump is enough to achieve that beautiful radiance. So even the mini version like this will last you a long time. If you're someone who finds products like Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter or e.l.f. Halo Glow to have too much strobe, you will probably enjoy this because, in my experience, this is more on the natural side. Skin tints. Let's start with the most expensive skin tint I have tried this year. It is the Hourglass Whale Hydrating Skin Tint. I have it in shade 10, medium with neutral undertones. To be honest, when I first swatched it in the Sephora store, I was not wowed by it. I mean, it has a creamier texture and it felt hydrating on the skin, but that's about it. I bought this only because it had glowing reviews all over social media, so I thought I should give it a shot, and I'm glad I did. In my experience, the best part about this skin tint is that it gives my skin an airbrush finish. It's the kind of finish I get when I'm using their ambient lighting powders. My skin looks radiant, not shiny, just soft radiance with an airbrushed look. The coverage on this is light. You can build up the coverage, but not too much. I'm also surprised that I like the consistency of it because it felt thick when I applied it, but it spreads easily and blended perfectly in my skin. Because of this skin tint, I'm now thinking of trying their ambient soft glow foundation. Another skin tint that is an old favorite of mine, and I continue to reach out for it this year too, is the Fenty Eaze Drop. It gives that same blurred airbrush finish on the skin as the Hourglass, but in my experience, the Hourglass blurring effect is slightly up a notch. Also, the Fenty Eaze Drop has a satin finish on the skin with medium coverage compared to the Hourglass one. Therefore, I think it will work for more skin types, especially if you're oily, you will enjoy this more. I have dry skin and it works well for me. In my humble opinion, this is the best complexion product from Fenty Beauty. I didn't like their foundations, but this eavesdrop line is phenomenal. Foundations. Let's talk about some coverage now. I didn't try a lot of new foundation releases until towards the end of the year. So for the most part, I was enjoying my Nars light reflecting foundation. It has a natural glowy finish, so even when I'm struggling with texture, I can wear this foundation because it doesn't emphasize it. What surprised me the most about this foundation is the consistency. It has a thin serum like texture, so the formula is on the runny side, and that's why it feels like nothing on the skin. The coverage on this is light to medium buildable, so it evens out my complexion and gives a fresh look to the skin. Good thing is that it doesn't set down quickly, which means I have enough time to blend it out. But once it sets down, it stays put. I don't like doing touch ups, and I didn't have to because it wears well throughout the day. This is my second favorite complexion product from Nars. Moving on to a foundation that launched this year, I was interested in trying this Glossier foundation because I love their stretch concealer. It has a thicker, almost whipped cream like consistency, but I like how it moves on the skin. It's easy to spread and blend. My tool of choice with this kind of foundation is a Dem Beauty Blender. The coverage on this is medium, so half a pump is all I need for an everyday makeup look. If I'm looking to cover up any blemishes or scars, or if I'm going for a glam party look, that's when I will go for a full pump. It has a satin finish and it looks beautiful on the skin even after 8 hours. That's the longest duration I have worn this foundation and it didn't disappoint. Overall, it's a solid product launch from Glossier. I am not a stick foundation person because for some reasons I find it difficult to blend it on my dry skin. But I bought this complexion stick only because all the Merit products I have tried have worked so well for me. Needless to say, this foundation stick has been a staple in my makeup collection. I know Merit markets this as a foundation and concealer in one, but I feel like it is a skin tint in a stick format. So you get the coverage and natural finish of a skin tint with the convenience of a stick format. I reach out for this when I'm on the go. It is super creamy, so it glides on my skin and blends easily. My only problem with this product is how little you get for the price you pay. So I'm only using it when I'm in a rush but still want to look put together. Let's talk about concealers now. It is not going to be a favorites video if I'm not talking about Kosas creamy concealer. If you have dry, sensitive under eyes like me, or if you have mature skin, or you suffer from hollowness under the eyes, you will love it as much as I do. I'm not the kind of person who buy two shades of a foundation or a concealer, but I made an exception here. I have it in 7N, which is close to my skin tone, and 6O, which is lighter than my skin tone. What I like about this concealer is how hydrating and lightweight it feels on the skin, yet it delivers the coverage. I can build this up to a medium coverage without looking cakey. 80% of the time, I don't set it with a powder and it doesn't crease on me. I'm planning on doing a concealer showdown where I will compare it to the new concealers in the market. So let me know what concealers you want me to talk about in that video. Next is the Kulfi Min Match Hydrating Concealer. This is another concealer that I have used a lot this year. It has the same hydrating formula as the Kosas concealer, but it has a thicker, more creamier consistency compared to Kosas. This is one of the best medium to full coverage concealers in my collection because it doesn't crease or look cakey or heavy. Those are my main concerns whenever I reach out for a full coverage concealer. Kulfi claims this to be a self setting formula, and at least on my dry under eyes, I truly don't need to do anything to set it. Even after a full day of wear, it holds up so well. There is no fading or settling in the fine lines. Such an amazing product launch from Kulfi Beauty. I'm looking forward to more complexion product launches from this brand. Let's talk about some blushes now. This was the most difficult category to shortlist. I can do a dedicated video just talking about all of my favorite blush formulas, but sticking with the theme of this video, I will start with one of my most used cream blush products. These are the Merit Flush Bombs. First of all, I like the shape of these blushes. You can just swipe it on the face or take a brush of your choice to pick up the product and dab it on your cheeks. You can see they glide on the skin so seamlessly. There is a sheerness to these blushes which I appreciate the most. It almost makes them mistake proof because I can control the amount of pigment I want on my skin. You can build the color and it will not look patchy or streaky. It has that balmy sheen that gives my skin an illuminated flush from within kind of look. However, if you're oily, I think you need to set it with powder to increase the staying time. On my dry skin, they last about 6 to 7 hours without using any kind of powder or setting spray on top. Another similar kind of blush is this Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. It has the same sheer formula as the Merit Flush Bombs, but it looks more dewy, more glossy on the skin compared to the Merit blushes. I have it in shade Barely Blushing. It's a perfect everyday blush for me. I thought it would not show up on my tan skin tone, but it does, and I don't have to worry about going overboard with this color. It adds that instant plumpness to the cheeks, which makes me look so healthy and radiant. I can skip the highlighter. Overall, I love both of these blushes. They are beginner friendly and mistake proof. So if you're hesitant to try cream blushes, or if you're into natural, no makeup kind of looks, definitely try these blushes. I know cream blushes are popular this year, but I continue to reach out for some of my powder blushes because they performed so well in my opinion. Let's talk about the Pat McGrath Divine Powder Blush. It's not your traditional powder formula. This has a smooth, creamy texture that doesn't emphasize pores or texture on the skin. However, it has the longevity and performance of a powder blush. I have one of the lighter shades. It's called Fleurtatious, and it's not a highly pigmented, super opaque kind of blush. It is sheer with just one layer. But because the formula is so silky and creamy, I can build up the color to my liking without looking powdery. This is a dry skin person's dream. I know this color looks boring and unimpressive in the pan, but trust me, it looks so beautiful on the skin. It's a dusty pink that looks super natural and sophisticated on my skin tone. I have been wearing this non-stop to work. Another powder blush formula that has impressed me this year is the RMS Beauty Hydra Powder Blush. This might look like a glittery powder in the pan, but when applied to the skin, it looks glowy without being obnoxious. There are no visible glitter chunks or sparkles in this product. I have it in two shades, Crystal Slipper and Maiden's Blush. Both of these shades deliver that nudie, cinnamony kind of look. The only difference is that Crystal Slipper is a lighter version of Maiden's Blush. So I reached out for Maiden's Blush when I'm more tan, especially during the summer season. These blushes go on like butter on the skin, and honestly, they don't even look like a powder. The formula is chef's kiss. I will stop talking about blushes now and we will head to the next category, bronzer. I think my bronzer favorites will not surprise you at all. The first one is the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. It has the same formula as their plumping blushes that I have talked about just now. So if you like one, you will like the other one too. I purchased the shade medium during the recent Sephora VIB sale. Previously, I was using shade light medium, which doesn't work for me during the summer months, but I can wear shade medium all year around. This is the first luminous bronzer that I have tried and instantly fall in love with. It is not an opaque formula, but it has enough pigment to give you some coverage, warm up your complexion, and give you that soft glow. When I use this, I feel like it instantly awakens my skin. Such a game changer for me. Another cream bronzer that I have talked about in my Sephora sale recommendation video is the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Bronzer. Now, this is much more pigmented and opaque compared to the Mario Skin Enhancer, but it is less glowy compared to the Mario. It has a natural finish and it's very long lasting. I use a large fluffy brush to apply it on my skin and it blends like a dream even on my dry skin. I think if you cannot find a good shade match in Chanel bronzer, this is a good one to try and you will not be disappointed. Highlighters. I will admit that I'm not a big highlighter person, but this year I continue to reach out for Radiant Light from Hourglass as my highlighter. I got this as a part of Ambient Lighting Palette Volume 2, but you can purchase Radiant Lights separately from Sephora or Hourglass website. This is meant to be a finishing powder, so you can use it all over the face, but I like to use it on the high points as a highlighter. It has a golden beige undertone that goes well with my complexion and adds a warm glow to my skin. But the radiance is so subtle that it looks like you are glowing on your own. It is such a versatile product that I can wear this on any occasion without putting a lot of thought into it. A cream highlighter that I discovered in 2023 is the Merit Highlighting Balm in the shade Kava. It's one of those natural looking dewy highlighter that's right up my alley. Because it is a champagne shade, it goes well with my skin tone and gives that glass skin effect without looking sweaty. The texture on this is balmy. It almost reminds me of their bronzing stick. The balmy texture combined with the iridescence in this highlighter is what's going to give you that wet look on the skin. I can wear this even without makeup, and people will think I got a facial or something. Setting powders. I don't reach out for face powders unless it is summertime and I know I will be staying outdoors, sweating, or if I'm wearing a product that can crease or settle in the fine lines, and I want to avoid that. In that case, I'm mostly reaching out for my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in the shade Banana Bread. I have had this mini version for years now and it's still going strong. All I need is a small amount to dust it under my eyes and on my face, and it keeps my makeup in place without looking powdery. The powder itself has a blurring effect on the skin, but the shade Banana Bread has a golden undertone that has a brightening effect on my complexion, and I love it. Towards the end of the year, I finally gave in to the hype and tried the Givenchy Prisme Libre Loose Setting Powder, and I love it. It is so finely milled that it's impossible to go overboard with this powder. It has the same lasting power as the Huda Beauty on my dry skin, but Givenchy feels less drying, so I can be careless with the amount I'm putting. While with Huda Beauty, I have to be careful or it will start looking cakey and powdery. They both have the same blurring effect on my skin. That's why they both are in this video. But Givenchy feels blurring and hydrating at the same time. So I would recommend trying the mini version of either of these powders to decide which one works well for your skin type. Moving on to the lip products, this is the category that I'm most excited about. This year, I continued to use a lot of my old favorites, but then I added some of the new products that I have been using consistently. So let's start with an old favorite of mine. These are the Dior lip tints, and I will never shut up talking about them. In my opinion, these are worth the price tag because they not only stay on for hours, but they don't smear around or settle in the lip lines and look patchy, especially when I'm done eating and drinking. It has a subtle minty sensation when you first apply it, but that goes away quickly without hurting my lips. It's thin, it's lightweight, it's pigmented, and there is no noticeable transfer of feathering with this product. Such a gorgeous lip tint. By the way, if you guys love lip tints, I have done a dedicated video showcasing all of my favorite Korean lip tints, so definitely check out that video. Speaking of a long lasting lip product, I don't usually reach out for liquid lipstick, but this formula and this color in particular is an exception. This is the Chanel La Rouge Ultra Wear Liquid Lip Color in the shade Chic Rosewood. It comes with liquid lipstick on one side and high shine gloss on the other side. This color is my lips but 100 times better kind of shade, and it makes me look so sophisticated and put together that I can pull this out whenever I have corporate meetings or presentations where I want to look polished, or to a wedding event, or any event in general where I want to look effortlessly elegant. It is a long lasting formula, but you need to touch up on the gloss. It also smells like vanilla cupcake. So one of my 2024 goals is to try more shades from this line. It's expensive, so I will have to plan and research before pulling the trigger. Now let's talk about another old favorite lip product. These are the Merit Signature lipsticks. In my opinion, these are some of the most comfortable lipsticks on the market. They're not super pigmented and opaque like traditional lipsticks, but not too sheer either. Just the right amount of pigment to achieve that blurred, perfected lip look. I also find them to be hydrating on the lips. They have some good colors in their collection, but I just hope Merit comes out with even more colors so I can continue to try them out. This year, I have noticed a lot of brands coming out with their version of a glossy, pigmented lip balm, lip oil hybrid kind of products. But the ones that stood out to me are the Hourglass Phantom Glossy Lip Balms. These glide on the lips like butter and deliver one swipe pigment. I love the way it feels on my lips. It's moisturizing, it's comforting, it's super glossy and juicy. It's not sticky. It's a pure, luxurious experience. These are gloss bombs, so don't expect them to be long lasting. But I like that once they wear off, they don't leave my lips feeling dry. They have a plumping effect on the lips, but it's pretty gentle in my opinion. Another glossy balm kind of a product is the YSL Volupte Shine Lipstick Balm. Now, these are a hybrid of a lipstick and a lip balm, so it's nourishing on the lips while being pigmented at the same time. Unlike all the lipsticks I have tried, these are very glossy. In my experience, they are long lasting compared to the Hourglass gloss bombs and leaves a stain behind, which I appreciate. So I don't necessarily need to reapply. They have a pretty good shade selection too. I have three shades with me and I enjoy all of them, but 122 is my favorite. Moving on to the last category, mascara. This year, I have tried and fallen in love with a lot of brown mascaras, especially when I'm going for a soft, natural look. The first high-end brown mascara that I have tried is the YSL Lash Clash. This is a true brown shade that pops on my eyes, and I love this mascara for its color. The formula on this is slightly wet for my liking, so I only go with one layer and it lengthens and separates my lashes so well. The other brown mascara that I love is the Dior Show Waterproof Virgin in Catwalk Brown. I prefer the formula on Dior Show compared to the YSL Lash Clash because it is on the drier side, so I can go with more layers without getting clumpy lashes. The color on this is more of a chocolate brown, so it looks more natural. No flaking on this either. This is a volumizing mascara on me, so it looks like I have more lashes than I actually have. Lastly, a black mascara that I continue to love this year is the Ilia Limitless Lashes Mascara. What I like the most about this product is that no matter how many coats I apply, it never gets clumpy. The wand is like a comb, so it picks up and coats all of your lashes. Very lengthening and stays on throughout the day. This wraps up today's video. I will do a drugstore version of the best of 2023 makeup, so keep an eye on that. And let me know if you want to see the best of hair care, skin care, and body care. And I would love to do that for you guys. As always, I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And happy holidays, everyone. Bye.